Hi there everyone. I wanted to share with you the conversion of my Master Replica's Darth Vader lightsaber. I know it may be pretty normal for many of you guys out there, but for me it was very special. For me this experience was awesome. And I still can't get over the fact that I have a lightsaber that is so close to the actual movie prop. It was converted with a Track-Free XP E2 LED with deep red green dyes and with an Nano Biscotti version 4 board. There are two things I'm really proud of: the control box and the blade plug. The control box because it is a pain to deal with, and the blade plug because I've made my own from scratch. For the control box, I got rid of the lock pin solution, which is such a pain to take off and put on, and replaced it with screws, which is a lot easier and you can do anytime. So to hold the back plate, I used a Chicago female screw, which I filed to size to fit in the hole of the back plate, all the way through the middle section, and is held in place with the screw, which is also filed down to size and thinned down to make space for the button on the back side. Then the front plate is held in place with two small screws that hold on to the middle piece, which are tiny and discreet. And then the activation button is placed where the lock pin used to be. So it kinda looks like a lock pin, but it actually is a button. And I love that it has a very satisfying click feel to it. You will feel the click of the button even with gloves on. So I'm really proud of how it came out. At the pommel I kept the stock vents because I think it looks clean and it does a good job of letting the sound out of this lightsaber. On the interior, it has the standard conversion chassis from the custom Saber shop with a Panasonic 18650 3.7 battery that you pop in and out. So when you're out of use, just pop in a fairly charged battery and that's it. I did a polypropylene sleeve to protect the electronics and put in a velcro cable tie to keep it in place from rattling. I also replaced the stock speaker with a Saber Essentials stealth bass speaker, which is pretty good, but it's not as loud as I thought it would be. But it's okay. It has a nice bass quality to it. And then the cable details, which you can get from Wanawanga, or you can do what I did and get a piece of multi-strand control cable 4x18 or 7x18 and remove the cover and use the interior strands, which are 18 gauge cable, which are what is needed. I love how the cables turned out. While drilling the blade holder after putting in the cables, a little light bleeds out from them, and I think it just looks very cool. And finally the blade plug. I had no materials to do a proper blade plug, and I was very anxious to get one. So I got some acrylic, I heat it up, and I made my own tube. Then I made my own coil with some thin wire. I called it up around a thin drill bit on my power screwdriver and routed it into shape. And then for the hex nut, I made it from an aluminum plate outlet cover. I simply cut and filed to size. And then under it, I put in a little piece of acrylic to try and let some of the shine go underneath it, but it didn't quite work. So I might try that again. I know the blade plug is not perfect, but I'm very proud of how it came out. For the fonts, I did three custom boot up sounds. The first one is Darth Vader,
which is voiced by the Emperor himself, Mr. Ian McDiarmid. The second one was Darth Maul, voiced by Sam Witwer from Rebels, who I think he did an outstanding job. And then the third one, Luke Skywalker, voiced by Mark Hamill himself from the Return of the Jedi. So I think they sound pretty cool.
So the first bank is Vader with a full deep red blade and dark mid sound font, which I think is very fitting. And man, that deep red is so awesome. I love it. I just love it. And it has a yellow flash on Clash, which quite frankly I think I'm liking a lot more than the white one. The second bank is small, with an orange red and an Old Republic malign sound font, which is a little bit unstable and has sharp swings like in the prequels. I think the blade has a little bit of flicker to match the font, and I think it looks really good. And the third bank, which is Luke, because who doesn't want to be the hero? I mean, from time to time. So it is a green blade. It has gray meat sound font, which has an aggressive swing and a loud hum, as in Return of the Jedi. And I put in a little red in the blade just to add a little bit of lumens to it, so it had a little bit more brightness. And it also has yellow flash on Clash, which I think it really looks good. And that's it. Thank you all for watching. I really love my new converted lightsaber. Bye bye.